Welcome, everybody, to Friday Night Lights with the XCFL. I am Justin Holland, and I have my broadcasting partner here, the Bobby Hill, new guy in the broadcast. How's it going, Bobby? Seems like we have some technical difficulties with Bobby, so I'm going to go ahead and handle this from now on. We have an interesting matchup today. Two incredibly talented teams, both young teams. All right, Bobby, are you back in with us?
Yeah, that's
all right. So, as I said, Bobby, how are you doing tonight?
Great, you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm excited to see this matchup. We got two incredibly talented teams. Both have been on a hot streak here recently. What are you looking for in tonight's matchup?
I'm looking for some offense. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't see no defense in the future. It's going to be running, passing over each other all game.
Yeah, it seems like both of these teams this year have been really, really good offensively. They've been tough to stop. I personally have played both of them, and I'll tell you what, they are not easy to stop on on either side, running the ball or passing the ball. So let's go ahead and take a look at some stats here. So if you look at points per game, so the Detroit Lions are actually ranked first in the league, and the Cardinals ranked sixth in the league, points per game. Anything else on this list stand out to you, Bobby?
Definitely the rush offense. I mean, they're pretty tight. And then the run defense, they're both pretty high up too, 12 and 15 and 6 and 11 in rush. So that's going to be a big key to see if one of them breaks and beats that run defense, I think.
I agree. So we're about ready to get started, but I wanted to get your prediction first. Any final thoughts before this game kicks off?
I'm going to go Lions 45, Cardinals 35.
All right. I'm actually going to go a little opposite there. I'm going to go Cards. We're going to say 41-35 Cardinals.
41-35. I like it.
All right. So we looks like we're getting ready to kick off this game. Any final thoughts? Any keys to the game for either team?
I think Cardinals have to pass the ball this game to win, and I think Lions passing.
I agree. I think the one interesting thing here is going to be Carson Palmer versus the Lions secondary. This is a young secondary. They're big. They're fast. They get after the ball. They lead the league in interceptions. And Josh Jones, I think, has now 12 or 13 picks on the year as a rookie.
He's got 11. He's tall and lanky and fast, and he runs to the ball.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So while we wait to take us down to the field, I know that you had a couple stats. Anything that sticks out to you on the stat line that you wanted to bring up?
Well, only really the thing that sticks out to me is the Cardinals' stat line on offense is not that great, but they're 7-2. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Or 9 what are they, 9-2?
All right, so here we go. We're getting ready to kick off here. And it looks like Arizona's going to kick off. Lions have one man deep. And we are underway in Glendale. Ball's kicked about 5 yards deep, and he's going to bring it out. Decent return. Brings it out to about the 23-yard line. And it looks like the Lions are going to come out 3 wide. Matt Stafford under center.
Cards really got to the ball there quick.
Yeah,
if they can do that all game, this is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, they did. And Tevin Coleman, I'll tell you what, Coleman has been a stud for this team since coming to the Lions. and he has just been absolutely. I mean, that he got bottled up right there, but he has been an absolute beast for them.
Yeah, big plays all game, all game.
Yep. So Stafford out of the shotgun. He's got 2 men in the backfield. Coleman, and it looks like Eric Ebron. Drops back to pass. And Stafford actually got crushed. Stafford got crushed there, but still found his receiver on the right side. Tiptoed the sideline there. Big first down. Same formation. Looks like it's flipped, though. You have Ebron on Stafford's left. Taking a lot of time here. Snaps the ball. Tavon Coleman, there he is. That's a big first down and more to the house.
And that's what Coleman does. That's what he brings to this line offense is the big playabilities. I mean, he's got 11 touchdowns and he averages 7.7 yards per carry, and that shows right there. So,
yeah, that's absolutely incredible. So it's going to be a quick 7-0 lead for the Lions.
And the big thing will be if Arizona can answer real quick here.
Absolutely. I'm going to try to refresh my feed here. All right,
Cardinals take it down the kickoff.
So we're good now. Technical difficulties, folks. I apologize. So we are now back. Arizona's going to come out down 7-0, 6:28 left. That was a quick drive, Bobby, by Nick Larson there.
Yeah, 32 seconds? I mean, that's a pretty quick score there. So
yeah, it is.
They might beat both of our predictions and go 60-60 or something.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
David Johnson runs the ball up the gut. That's interesting because if you see there, it looked like he had a hole and it closed quick.
Yeah, those linebackers got to that hole quick. I mean, they filled that hole pretty quick.
Absolutely. So now we're going to have a 2nd and 8, ball on the 25-yard line. Carson Palmer brings the Cardinals back out. He's going to be in a pistol formation. Johnson behind him. 2 tight ends. Little outside run, maybe a stretch play. Nice move, but didn't quite get the blocks that he needed. It looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage.
It looked like a linebacker just blew up that block. He had it there, but didn't give him a chance to even get around the block.
Yeah, and one thing that Nick Z does well is he follows his blockers and he waits for those blocks to develop. And on that one, it just wasn't there. So now we got a 3rd and 8. Palmer drops back. He's got a man open. First down on the left side. That's a great play there because he hits him. I mean, it's a safe pass. Worst case scenario, it's not.
Coverage or something. There was nobody on that guy.
Yeah, absolutely nobody there. Big first down. So now we got 2 men in the backfield with Palmer, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. Hands off to David Johnson, who might have a face mask here. It looks like a hold, actually.
Holding on the wide receiver. That's an interesting call there by the referee.
Yes, it was. So holding away from the ball, that's a big mistake for the Arizona Cardinals offense here. We got 1st and 18. Go ahead, Bobby.
Just keep going.
So we got a screen pass. Doesn't have time to develop, but a huge missed tackle there. And that's going to take him back almost to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 11 on the 36-yard line. What are you seeing so far, Bobby?
I'm saying the Lions defense getting to it, but they're making mistakes still. I mean, they're giving this Cards team a chance to hang in there.
Yeah, it seems like a little too many missed tackles on the Lions' end. So Carson Palmer back with a 2 tight end set. He's going to look down the middle. What an absolute phenomenal catch in traffic there.
Yeah, it looked like Garcon was going to die. He stayed on his feet somehow. It was an interesting catch there. I like it.
That's a big 29-yard gain. Down 7-0. You need a score here early. Cardinals are keeping possession of the ball. Hand off to David on the left side, blown up.
Man, who was that came in there screaming? Number 40, I don't know. Gerard
Yeah, I
Davis,
don't have him.
the second-year
Oh,
guy
there
out of
you go.
Florida.
Now, the one thing that I'll point out is, like I said, I've played both of these teams, and the Arizona Cardinals, they'll just keep pounding away. They don't go away from the run no matter what the score is. So we got 4 wide receivers set. Palmer back to pass. Almost picked off.
And is that Josh Jones? That would have been
I
his
believe
12th INT if
believe
he
it
caught
is.
that.
That was Josh Jones. Almost number 12 on the year.
And I think
Big
he would
third
take
down
that
here.
one.
3rd and long. I think you at least got to get some yards here, don't you? So you're in field goal range?
You've got to at least get a 5-yard just dump off just to get a little bit better kick here.
And they got more than that. There he is again, left side. Nice little look like a little out route that he ran there. Actually,
Wide open.
wide open. 1st and 10.
It's interesting
Ball
that
in the 15.
all the completions are going to the other side of Josh Jones. That's an interesting strategy there.
Yeah, it is interesting. So you got David Johnson in the backfield, 3 wide receivers set. Palmer drops back to pass again. That one out again into traffic into double coverage.
He's taking some risk here, but it seems to be working.
One thing that's interesting is, as I said before, I'm a little bit surprised because Nick Z he runs the ball very well. He's one of the best in our league. And he seems to be audibling out of that a lot. So he might not be seeing something that he doesn't, or might be seeing something that he doesn't like in the defense. Handoff left side, Johnson taken down for a loss. Looks like David Johnson's got 4 yards for negative 5 yards rushing.
That's big. That's if he continues to run like this, it's not going to be a good game for the Cardinals. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. So another 3rd and long. You got to stay out of these 3rd and longs here. They do have a great quarterback, obviously, so I don't think they're too worried about it, but you can't keep putting yourself in these situations. Palmer drops back to pass. Down the middle, seam route. Oh, just overthrew. Had a man open.
Oh. He had him. He had him, Justin.
So field goal will be good. We're going to go 7-3 as we wind down the first quarter here. 1:55 left. Still plenty of time left, but I think that drive there did not go the way or did not finish the way that the Cardinals wanted it to.
No, that's big there with the line scoring 32 seconds into the first quarter, and the Jags taking 5-6 minutes off the clock and only getting 3.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I'll be interested to see here is, do the Lions come back and do that big play offense again and try to come down and quickly score and go up 14-3, or do they kind of methodically matriculate the ball down the field a little bit?
Stick with what works, in my opinion. Stick with what works.
So you have Stafford in an I formation. Tevin Coleman is the deep back. Stafford makes some adjustments at the line. Coleman goes to the right side, blown up. Looks like maybe a loss of 1. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 now.
My screen went blank here.
So we got Stafford, empty set, in the shotgun. Tevin Coleman in the slot. Coleman goes in motion left to right across your screen. Got 4 wide receivers stacked on the right. Pump fake. So he pump fakes the screen to Tevin Coleman and then gets blown up from his left side. His left guard just let his man right through, and he blew up that play. It's a huge play on the Cardinals defensive line. 3rd and 18 now at their own 19-yard line. So I think you got to get some positive yardage here. You at least punt the ball away, try to flip the field. If you get too risky here and go for a 19 or 20-yard gain, you risk obviously turning the ball over in plus territory for the Cardinals. Stafford in the backfield. Stafford in the shotgun with 1 running back in the backfield. Drops back to pass, and he does actually complete a 20-plus yard catch. Stafford, it's interesting. He's only 2 for 2 for 42 yards passing.
Yeah, but they're moving the ball down the field, and that was a risky little throw with 4 guys around that receiver, but he's threading the needle.
That was a risky throw. So Stafford's going to come back up under center. Oh, and that's going to do it for our first quarter. So first quarter in the book, 7-3 Detroit. Really, it's been, I mean, obviously, the score is tight, but I feel like right now the momentum is going Detroit's way. The Arizona Cardinals and Nick Z, they're going to have to run the ball better. What do you think so far after one?
I think it's right now is Lions' game to lose if he keeps playing like he is.
So he's going to come out in a strong set, and actually he's going to move his fullback in a little bit. He sees something he wants to utilize. Play action pass goes deep down the field. Now that's going to be a pass interference on the defense there.
It's an interesting
play, which is actually a former Lion.
Interesting to try these corners in Arizona, but it paid off. Darius Slay messed up and
absolutely
tackled his receiver. So
comes back out, another strong formation, offset eye. Stafford under center, making adjustments at the line. He sees something that he's wanting to exploit here. Play action, perfectly drawn up pass. Dropped. That's a huge drop there.
Wow, in the end zone.
Yep, by the fullback, actually.
In the end zone.
Yeah, you gotta make that play. But on the flip side, quite honestly, you got Stafford trying to jam one in there, and he let his guy right into traffic, let him into a pretty big hit. And this Arizona Cardinals secondary is nothing to mess with either. Single back, Stafford under center. That will be a handoff, and it's a huge play right up the middle there. 3rd and goal now. Now you're in an interesting play calling situation here. What are you thinking, Bobby?
I would probably run a play action waggle here, just my opinion, because Cardinals going to be thinking run. It's going to send a house.
It doesn't look like, we're going to have a timeout on the field.
Well, it's going to be a 5 wide, and that's what Cardinals called the timeout for because he was in a goal line formation.
That was an interesting. Now they're going to come out 3 wide, 1 tight end, one man in the backfield. That would have been an interesting. You're on the 1 yard line with Tevin Coleman, and you do it again. Empty backfield. Drops back to pass, not a whole lot open, but he finds him in the back of the end zone there. Touchdown, Detroit.
Is that Jarvis Landry?
That was Jarvis Landry running run right across that back end zone border. And we have a blocked extra point. So obviously that's a miscue there on the special teams by the Lions. We'll see if that comes back to play later in the game. But so far we have a 13-3 ball game, 7-19 in the second quarter. Still plenty of time left. Arizona's got to get some points here to keep this in reach, because honestly right now it doesn't look like their defense is going to stop the Detroit Lions.
No, the Lions are moving the ball down the field pretty easily if you watch that offense.
A good return there. Looks like 24-25 yards. They're going to start at their own 23, 1st and 10. Down 13-3, so they're down 2 scores now.
Down 2 scores, but they've got an eternity to get those back. So
they do. We also had an injury on the field there. It looked like it might have been the return man.
Yeah, number 22, I think, but I'm not sure.
So Carson Palmer comes out, offset eye, hands it off to David Johnson right up the middle in a huge play. Big missed tackle by the Lions there.
Yeah, David Johnson stays on his feet there, and he's gone.
Yeah, if he makes that last man miss, that's 6 all day long. $6:50 left in the half. You'll notice that Nick Z just moves the ball. Nice, meticulous drive here. He's not going to rush it. Pistol formation, handoff again. And Mike Davis. Now that's a name that a lot of people probably haven't heard so far, but that's somebody that I talked to Coach Nick Z, and he's been loving this guy. So big 13-yard run on his first carry of the day.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, David Johnson has a big run, then they come out with the backup. Mike Davis has another big run. Nick Z's gonna pound the rock no matter how bad he does all game. He's gonna hand the ball off.
He is, and I'll tell you what. The one thing that's interesting is you see him making subs mid game, which is going to actually keep his backs fresh. And actually, we're going to go now with the third string running back. Ooh, he got blown up there.
The Narder Robinson, he's hurt on the shit play. He's holding his right elbow there.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. We'll try to get an update for you guys on that. Still 6 minutes left in the half. 2nd and 6. Again, Detroit up 10, 13-3. Cardinals, though, threatening again. They're inside plus territory here. Single back with David Johnson in the backfield. Palmer drops back, throws it over the middle, almost intercepted again. One of those is going to get picked eventually.
Yeah, and I seen exactly who he wanted to go through that whole play, and I knew he was going to go to him, and Gerard Davis did too, and he just waited on it.
Yep, and I think a lot of us end up showing that we do that a little too often as we get locked onto that one receiver, and you saw it right there. Single back again. Carson Palmer drops back. There's that play again on the left side. And it looks like it was caught. Got both feet down. 1st and 10. Big first down.
The Lions need to make an adjustment on that play right there. That out on 3rd down is just beating into death. Yeah,
I mean, they need to maybe look at trying to keep somebody down in the flat there because that is beating them on, I think, 3 big first downs. There's a handoff to David Johnson. This one's going to be trouble. Oh, huge shoestring tackle basically in the secondary there, or otherwise that's 6.
What a spin by David Johnson there. That shows you the talent. But then that shoestring tackle by the safety, I don't know how he made that tackle.
Yeah, and again, that goes to show you. So both things that we talked about, right, is the first thing is how quick, speedy, and big this Detroit Lions secondary is to be able to stop that play from going to the house. And then the other thing is how Nick Z just is patient and waits for his blocks to develop. Looks like Davis, for his second carry of the day, is going to get 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Notice they're using a lot of time on both of these drives. So if he's able to come down and punch this in and, give the ball back to the Lions with less than 2 minutes on the clock, that's going to be big. Johnson goes out of the backfield in motion. Now it's an empty shotgun formation. Perfectly thrown ball by Carson Palmer on the hook there.
Beautiful
Touchdown.
Ball and that coverage. Just you couldn't have beat that pass and catch.
No, that was perfect. I didn't catch who actually caught that touchdown. It looked like maybe Pierre Garçon.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was looking at the receivers, but I couldn't catch the number on that.
Yeah. So big touchdown there. That's a huge play. 13-10 now, 4:21 to go. Lions will get the ball back and see if they can't get points on the board to go into the half with to keep a 2-score lead into the half. And obviously on the opposite end, the Cardinals are going to want to try to stop them and see if they can't tie it or take the lead going into the half.
Yeah, the Cardinals haven't stopped the Lions yet, and I don't expect them to right here either. So
it's an interesting juke move there. It's kind of a juke move to nowhere. Not sure where that was going.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say anything.
So we got single back, Stafford under center. Coleman in the backfield for the Lions. Makes an adjustment at the line. He's going to hand it off right up the gut. What a beautiful audible. And Coleman runs right through that first defender there. That's a huge play. Tevin Coleman's got 5 rushes for 84 yards and a touchdown. And we're still 4 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, that's incredible. And both his big runs have been, guess what, straight up the gut. So
yep. Obviously, he's seeing something. Yeah. Yep, he's seeing something there, and it's interesting that he's just going right up the gut. But he's got that, Tevin Coleman is a big bruising running back too.
But he's fast.
Pitch going left side. What an absolute phenomenal juke move there.
And see, that's where the agility of Telvin Coleman comes in. And he's a
Yep.
bruiser. I mean, he's in terrific back.
They're just running the ball at will at this point, Bobby.
Better not over the Cardinals, and I don't know where this card's D at, but they better find it at halftime because this is not going to be pretty for them.
Stafford back under center. Coleman still in the backfield. Ebron the tight end. Stafford's going to play action roll out, looking deep down the middle on a post route. First down. It's maybe not quite first and goal, but yep, 10 on the 12-yard line. Big play.
And that's what happens when you run the ball 3 times in a row and pick up big yards. Those safeties and corners start cheating up. That's when you play action, go right over the top of them.
Yep, and you notice he found him wide open in that pocket there. Offset eye for Stafford. He's going to play action again. Interesting play call there. I don't love that play call, but I like that he threw it to the back of the end zone, so only his guy. It was either his guy or nobody.
Yeah, it's a dangerous call. I mean, the Cardinals probably was thinking pass just because it just had a big pass play and come out of the cover 2 zone.
It's interesting that he goes play action twice in a row. You gotta. I think you have Tevin Coleman. You gotta run him again. I'd go right up the gut.
I expect to run
Offset
right
eye. Offset eye again. Coleman in the backfield is going to leak out to the left. Dangerous pass into coverage. That was almost picked off.
And the triple coverage right there. It's an interesting pass by Stafford. I mean, his eyes are covered up by money signs, I guess, with that big deal he just got.
Now, the interesting thing there to me is, do you think that, obviously you've seen Stafford make 3 or 4 really good throws. Do you think that maybe his confidence was a little too high on that one?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not understanding now they put themselves. Telvin Coleman don't even get a carry here.
Yep, absolutely. And there's a touchdown, and we actually missed that play call, but looks like McCoy, big touchdown for the Lions. That's going to put them back up by 2 scores. And just like you said, Bobby, Arizona Cardinals defense is just unable to get a stop.
Stafford must be listening to us. We started talking about him, and once he did, he threw the touchdown pass. So,
yep. Now that's 3 possessions and 3 scores for this Detroit Lions offense.
And I'd like to be able to see the time because I bet that they're under maybe 2 minutes in all 3 of those scores.
Yeah, it's been pretty quick each time. Decent return. They're going to get it out to about the 24, 25-yard line. Still plenty of time to run your offense here. 2:16 on the clock. You got basically have 3 timeouts. You got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. So, no need to rush.
Yeah, it only took Cards, I think, 2 minutes and 5 seconds to score the drive he did score on. So he could pull it out here, even with 2 timeouts.
Carson Palmer under center, David Johnson in the backfield, making adjustments at the line. Runs right up the gut and is absolutely blown up.
The lines was not fooled on that one at all.
Not at all. So we're going to take this down to the 2-minute warning, it looks like. And we are. So 2-minute warning, still 2 timeouts left for the Arizona Cardinals, down 10. I mean, I think you got to get the score here. You do get the ball back at the half, so even if you can get a field goal here, you're still in good shape.
Yeah, he's going to have to open the playbook up to hear the score, though. He's not going to be able to run those little dinky runs, though.
Yep, and then there it is. So that's exactly what you called earlier, is that the Lions had to make that adjustment, and they do, and that is their league-leading. How many interceptions is that on the year now for the team? Do you have that written down?
That's over 20, though, I'm sure, because, Josh Jones has got 11 by himself. So.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. So now you've given the ball back to the Lions in plus territory. Handoff, Coleman, left side, fumble. That's a huge, huge fumble. That's going to be returned for 6. Wow, what an absolute change of events.
That's a huge play right there.
That is a game-changing play.
So, here we are. Palmer throws the ball away, and defense says, oh, no, we're not going down like that. So,
Absolutely. And I just got a note here from our staff. That's actually 34 interceptions for the Lions on the year, by the way.
Lord.
which is ironic because I think I threw him 32. So the Cardinals are going to kick it away. Now, you still got time if you're the Lions. You got 3 timeouts. What do you do here, Bobby? Do you play aggressive or do you kind of run it and see what happens?
Lions are going to run their offense. They're going to score. They're 3 for 4 now with that fumble, but before that fumble, they was 3 for 3 and probably scored under 2 minutes every time. So, I mean, they got plenty of time with 3 timeouts, a minute 40 on their 27. That's easy money for Stafford.
Now this is interesting here. So you got you got Tevin Coleman coming out in a Wildcat, and then you have the Cardinals showing nickel, running a fake jet sweep there. Oh, yeah. If he doesn't try to cover up that ball, he might be gone.
Yeah, that both defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator was confused there, but Coleman was gone if he didn't. I don't know what he was doing there. I guess he was scared to fumble the ball again. So
you got 2nd and 7, not much going there on first down, but still positive yardage. Clock winding down, getting closer to a minute left. Screen to the right side to Coleman. Notice that Tevin Coleman is basically the entire focal point for this Lions offense, by the way.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to hurry up. I didn't seem in too big of a hurry after that last play, but here we go.
Yeah, we're going to get under a minute left here. Stafford's going to throw the ball, and there's that post route again, but it's dropped by Coleman. So Coleman was actually out in the slot, and he drops the ball. That would have been a huge play for a first down.
3 straight plays to Coleman, and after he fumbled the ball. So they're trying to get his confidence back up. I see that. But you've got Jarvis Landry and a boatload of other receivers on that post. You could have threw to somebody else.
Yep. So he punts it away, and the Cardinals are going to have a return. Huge juke move, but actually a great hit by the special teamer there. I can't see the name. Number 50. So 1st and 10.
Open tackle there.
It was, absolutely. 1st and 10, under 50 seconds left. 3-point ball game, Bobby.
I think the Cards are going to take it aggressive and go for the home run here.
Oh, and they do. And there's the, again, league-leading now 35th interception on the year. And it's everybody getting involved in this Lions secondary. That was actually the linebacker there, Wilson. So now out come the Lions again. Shotgun formation, Coleman in the backfield. Stafford's going to drop back to pass. Not a whole lot open there. Somehow he sneaks that in. I have no idea how that ball found its receiver.
That linebacker was taking a nap in the middle of the game, I believe.
I think he had too much bourbon barrel ale himself.
Yep. Had some wild turkey before the game or something.
So we got Stafford under center. Handoff to Coleman. And he didn't quite break the plane there, but he's going to be down to the 1-yard line. You got to take a timeout here, right? And they do.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you're on the 1-yard line. You've got to score here. I mean, especially with the Cards getting the ball at halftime, I believe. So.
Yep. Now, what do you do here, Bobby? If it's me, I'm running the ball Tevin Coleman 3 straight times right up the gut.
Well, if I'm in real NFL, I'm going to QB sneak, but that's a bitch move in XFL, so I'm going power O.
Offset I, Stafford under center, makes an adjustment. Cardinals shift their line, drops back to pass.
Look for the slant
and a drop ball.
Oh.
Yeah, so Landry, it looked like maybe I think Stafford rushed that a little bit. Because I think if he lets that develop, Landry turns around and he's able to make that catch.
Yeah, it was an interesting rush on that pass there. He had no pressure from the D-line either, it didn't look like.
No,
so.
He just kind of threw it. I think he just threw it too quick there.
Maybe he was just giving himself another try here. So
this is a big play here because obviously if the Cardinals can hold them to a field goal, suddenly it's still a ball game. It's still a ball game either way, but it's only a 1-possession game. Stafford under center, drops back to pass. What a phenomenal tackle there in the flat.
That tight end had to be in the end zone, and he come out, and the defensive back tackled him. I don't understand that play there for the tight end.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you don't just turn up and go north on that play, but it's interesting here. It looks like,
Going
Detroit
for
is
this?
definitely thinking about it here. And they are going to go for it. So the offense stays on the field. They're going to come out in a three wide receiver set, shotgun.
We're going empty backfield here, sir.
Yep. And there's a touchdown to Ebron. So they go right back to the big tight end for a beautifully drawn up play.
Yeah, that was interesting. The Cardinals didn't really move out of that tight formation defense, and they
I was going to say that myself. I was interested to see, how that defense reacted to that empty backfield. So we go to the half. It's going to be 27-17, so it's back to a 10-point ball game. So we talked earlier about, our keys of the game and our predictions. What do you think so far? How is it looking for you?
It's holding true. I mean, it might not be as high scoring as I predicted, but I mean, the lines are still up 10 and look pretty in control of this game so far.
They do, yeah. So we got a decent return by the Arizona Cardinals. Now, again, I hate to say this, but, it sounds like a broken record. The Cardinals have to get points here, and I say that, not to sound like a broken record, but because really they can't stop this Lions offense.
No, they have stopped them one time, and that was a fumble. That's it. So
absolutely. So coming out, Mike Davis in the backfield, Carson Palmer under center. He's going to switch. Looks like he switched the play to go to the left side there. Decent pickup on first down. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I'll take a 3-yard run on first down every time.
Absolutely. It's going to bring you out in 2nd and 7, and you got options now. Carson Palmer under center, offset eye. Drops back to pass. Got a crossing route over the middle, and what a beautifully – Carson Palmer just waited for that play to open up on the right side.
Yeah, he had no pressure at all, and he took that to his full advantage. He just sit there.
That's some veteran patience right there. Now we got looks like a jumbo set here. 3 tight ends. David Johnson in the backfield. Palmer under center. He's going to hand it off to Johnson. Johnson goes right side, big play. Huge spin move all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he got him with that spin move there. That was a nasty spin move.
Yeah, that was an absolutely beautifully drawn up play there.
Yeah, and you notice a lot of people do that jumbo formation and they'll run to the weak side. Well, the Cards played off that information, and he just ran to the strong side and it was wide open.
Yep, and it looks like maybe Mike Davis in the backfield again. He's going to get the ball. Spins away from a tackler, but can't get away from the second one. 1 yard gain on the play.
Take that to the house after he broke that tackle right there.
I did too, but you notice that ball, the swarming Lions defense just gets to the ball so quickly. 2nd and 9 from the 27-yard line. Arizona threatening again. So here we are. You called it. Not a whole lot of defense playing. We've had some turnovers, but I don't think we've had one punt maybe.
Yeah, I think one. Maybe I think you're right. One punt, if that.
Yep. And there it is again. This is going to be a pick 6. It looks like maybe, unless Johnson can run him down.
Second INT also.
And then I'm not sure who got hurt on that play, but that's a 36th interception now for this Detroit Lions team. They just keep doing it.
Yeah, you don't test those corners or safeties. You better be wide open if you're going to throw it against them.
Stafford under center, hands to Coleman. Now they're inside the red zone. Huge truck stick there. They're going to be down to the 15-yard line. And Samson and Bucum is actually was the Lion that was down on that previous play.
Yeah, Coleman's got 10 rushes for 99 yards. That's a terrific yards per carry right there. So.
Yes, it is. Stafford drops back to pass, crossing route over the middle. Fumbled. And that was McCoy, who, if you remember, he dropped that ball earlier, and then he fumbles here. And it looks like
looked like
we
the ground
might.
caused that fumble.
It looks like we might be getting a challenge here from the Lions head coach.
Yeah, I would definitely throw that red flag out there.
Yep. And it was, in fact, overturned.
Yeah.
So that's a great challenge by the Lions. So they got a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Handoff to Coleman, running right to the corner pylon. Touchdown, Lions.
Untouched. Nobody even close to him on that run there.
No, he had one great block really there, and really Tevin Coleman's speed just did the rest.
I like to point out the wide receiver blocking there. That's the keys to great running teams is when the wide receivers can get out on the corner and seal the corners like that. You can get outside and take it to the house.
It's a great point. So 34-17. Now suddenly this game is feeling a little bit different. Lions have all the momentum. I mean, I really think that Arizona's got to come down and get a score here, and they need 7.
Yeah, and I think the Cardinals is going to push it right here. And if they start pushing it against the secondary, we might see a 37th INT.
Palmer does, in fact, drop back to pass, just as you alluded to. Nobody open. He does have Garcon finally comes open at the very end of that play. Over the middle, 1st down, back inside Lions territory again. So here we go. The back and forth continues.
Yeah. 8 for 15 on 1 touchdown and 3 INTs. That is just Carson Palmer there.
Yep. And there's that flat route again. Looks like David Johnson there. Goes left side. 2nd and 4, so he'll pick up a 6.
It looked interesting that he had the post open down the middle. It looked like.
He did.
So I don't know.
I noticed that too. I was surprised.
He's scared to throw it over the middle now, or what? But he's gonna have to read the route play.
And now this is a big 3rd down. So suddenly, as the Lions make some adjustments defensively, and the Cardinals, normally their running game is so solid, only getting 1 yard there. It's a big 3rd and 3. Palmer drops back to pass, looking left. And that's an interception if he doesn't run into his own man.
Oh my Lord.
Now, what do you do here? Are you going for it here, Bobby, or what?
Well, I think I kick a field goal. It puts you down 14.
That's what they're going to elect to do, and it is not going to make it through.
Just short. I mean, he just needed a hair. Just a little bit of a hair there. But now you get the ball back to the lines, and that's not good.
Yep, I hate to play the whole hindsight is 2020 second guessing game here, but I think on 4th and 3, I go for it there. You're down big. So now you're going to give the ball back to the Lions. Tevin Coleman running left side. Nope. Tevin Coleman running left side, picks up about 5, maybe 6 actually on the play. He actually runs into his own blocker, or that probably was another 1st down.
That looked like a touchdown if he didn't run into his blocker there.
Yep. And if you look, by the way, total offense, Arizona 231, Detroit 228. So really the story of this game is, in fact, the turnovers.
Yep. And being able to score. Arizona's been in the red zone a couple of times and just not scored. So.
Yep. So Stafford actually eludes pressure there. You have the defensive end comes in hot and misses the tackle. Stafford awkwardly runs over to the sideline and throws a seed into the seats.
Yeah, it looked like he had the down the sideline run, but I guess old man Stafford just didn't want to take it. So.
I mean, that arm's worth a lot of money.
Well, now he's got the money, so he don't mind if he gets injured.
So we got a corner route. Beautifully thrown ball there by Stafford, but it maybe his feet weren't in.
Yeah, I
So
think
we might have
Jarvis
another
Landry's
challenge.
momentum carried him out of bounds there. I think he only got 1 foot down.
Yeah, we might have
Yeah,
another challenge here.
judging by my replay on my phone here, it looks like his foot was in and one was out. So, yeah, that's what the referees confirmed.
So I think this is Detroit's first punt of the game, isn't it?
I believe so. This is really the first time besides the fumble that Detroit offense has been stopped.
Actually, they did have one punt earlier in the game, I remember now, but they had so their second punt of the game though with 1:47 left in the third quarter.
It's pretty good
Huge
offense.
stop though for the Cards.
Yeah, it's a big stop, but they're only down 17, so it's not over with 1:47 left in the third.
Not at all. So Johnson in the backfield, offset eye. They're going to run away from the offset eye and big first down there by David Johnson. So that's more of what we're used to seeing from the Cardinals.
Yeah, Palmer's seen that the line shifted over to the right, and he flipped it right back over and said, "Watch this."
Palmer's going to be in the backfield, shotgun formation. Johnson back there with him. Got a drag route coming across the middle, and that is indeed who he hits. Close to a first down. Second and 1. Hurry up offense. David Johnson's still in the backfield. A nice first down. I think that's good to move the chains there. David Johnson quietly 11 rushes, 75 yards.
He's not. It doesn't seem like he's been that big of a factor this game, but I guess he's really the only offense they've had.
Well, and as I said earlier, if you look, I mean, they're fast approaching the 300-yard threshold offensively. It's the 3 interceptions that have been the deal breaker in this game.
Yeah,
so
they've been in the red zone the first time there.
Absolutely. So you had a slip screen there, and really, honestly, an ill-advised pass. I mean, that's tough when the linebacker gets in there and blows up that screen pass.
He should have looked somewhere else or threw that away there because that was pick six.
That's a dangerous throw. Empty back. It's actually a shotgun formation for Palmer. He's going to drop back to pass. Looks middle. And I have, again, going back to what we said earlier, no idea how that ball even got in there. But it was dropped, actually.
Yeah, there was 5 defenders around that guy, and I don't know how he even caught that ball, but he dropped it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he got it in there. And Carson Palmer's got to be absolutely ticked at that because, I mean, he made a perfect throw into coverage. That wide receiver's got his hands on the ball. He's got to come up with it. 3rd and 10. Palmer drops back to pass. There's that left side again, and another dropped ball.
Oh, and I would say Palmer is just furious right now. It's 2 drop balls, 2 perfect passes.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, there's absolutely no excuse. That was a perfectly thrown ball. Punt's going to find its way into the end zone for a touchback. 4 seconds left in the third quarter. You still have time, but I'll tell you what, I mean, any points on the board here, and this game is all but over.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to – if they even get a 3, if you get a field goal, that's top 20. And that's going to be 3 scores in the fourth. That's going to be hard to get.
So, I formation. Coleman's running left. Huge first down. You know, absorb the hit, absorb the contact. But that's a big 6-yard run on first down again.
Just taking away now. They're going to be running the ball pretty much every play and then throwing a quick little out to get the first down. Just knocking that clock away.
And they're going to run it right up the middle again with Coleman. Big first down, clock running.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be Gatorade Player of the Game this game.
Yeah, he has to be. They're going to take this down close to the 7-minute mark here. Another I formation, 2 tight end set, tight end in motion, actually. And Coleman, and this one was finally blown up by that defensive line. It's a good defensive front for the Cardinals. I'm surprised that they're not getting more penetration into that backfield.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's just to do with alignment. I think that the lines are audibling into nice plays against the defense of alignment that the Cards are coming out in, and it's just there's more blockers on one side, and you can't beat that.
So now under 7 minutes to go, 2nd and 12, and a play action. So they're going to air it out. Stafford finds one-on-one coverage down the right side, jump ball, incomplete. And we have it looks like an injured Lion on the play.
It's interesting calling a play action on 2nd and 12. I mean, I know he's been running the ball down their throats, but you got to figure that a deep pass there's pretty risky.
It is, and the one thing that is interesting to me is obviously the clock stops now, and you're probably going to have to air it out again on 3rd and 12, which they choose to do over the middle, but there it is again. Jarvis Landry is having a day.
And that's
so only 266. Oh, go ahead.
It's at cover 6 and cover 4 that the Cards have been running all day, and that's where lines are putting that ball in the little pocket there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, they're fine in the middle of that field. So Stafford back in the shotgun with 2 running backs, gives it to Coleman running right, gets maybe a yard on the play. But more importantly, the clock's running.
Yeah, the clock's running, and if he throws the ball here and gets another incomplete pass, he just wants the Cardinals to stay in this game.
They're going to come out Wildcat, so if he throws the ball, then he really wants the Cardinals to stay in the game.
Hey, it happens.
Another jet sweep, and this one he actually is going to hand the ball off. Running right, maybe had the first down, but cut back was Dion Lewis, and it is. So it's going to be 3rd and inches. That's interesting because if he just pushes forward, that's a first down, and this game's probably all but over.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. Maybe he's seen a cut back inside, but he wasn't there.
I think he might have been getting a little greedy, to be honest with you.
Trying to score.
So you got now 3rd and inches, shotgun formation. This is interesting. And they're going to throw the ball. And there it is again. So Eric Ebron, who is about the most unreliable tight end in the NFL, drops the ball yet again. Clock stops. 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
and now we
that's
got
an interesting call on 3rd and inches there to throw the ball. I just don't understand that play there.
They do get 3. So just as you mentioned before, now it's a 20-point ball game. So now it's 3 touchdowns for the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, now you have to push the ball.
Yeah, and Cardinals is not good at scoring quick. He can score slow and methodical, but he's going to have to speed that offense up super time.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is and I not to disagree, but he can score quick, but it's typically on, the big play running downs. And now it's almost like you have to throw the ball, you have to air it out. He's thrown 3 interceptions. Not that he can't throw the ball, but that Lions secondary, they're just sitting back there salivating now. Carson Palmer drops back to pass. He's got a crossing route over the middle, but he chooses to go to the tight end, and he gets out of bounds. So first down, gets out of bounds, took about 6 seconds off the clock. It's a good first down play.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do this whole game, this whole rest of the game, even though the clock still runs. Interesting.
Johnson back in the shotgun with Carson Palmer. Overthrew his intended target there. Palmer's not having a good day. 11 for 23. That's less than 50% passing on the day.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just rattled from the 3 picks and he's just trying to put the ball, or nobody can get the ball. I mean, not even the receivers.
So you got 3 wide receivers on the left side of the formation. A huge second down play there from Carson Palmer. And that gets him back to 50% on the day. Hurry up offense. Pistol formation this time. Mike Davis in the backfield. Palmer drops back to pass. Throws over the middle again. Somehow sneaks that in. That's a beautiful pass there by Carson Palmer.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he made that play, but I'm sure he'll take it.
Neither am I. Palmer with 2 in the backfield with him. Got a wheel route developing. Huge sack there by Samson and Buckham. So he was hurt earlier in the game, comes back in, makes a huge play,
Yeah,
bringing
he
up
went
a
right
big
through the
2nd and
left
18.
tackle and the left guard there. They was double teaming him. I noticed that, and he just
He
went right
is.
through.
And my Rams, he actually has to thank for him because that was a trade that we made earlier this year.
Oh,
So
yeah, because the
Palmer
Rams
drops
don't
back.
have nobody but Aaron Donald. So
Exactly. Drops back to pass all day long. Finds his receiver underneath his check down, basically. Brings up a big 3rd and 8. Lot of clock running, though. That's the only problem with this drive.
yeah, we're already down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the first drive, and he's going to score 3 times.
He actually has his man open on a seam there. Maybe not open, but he has him on a seam. Gets a good look at it. Just couldn't hook up with his intended receiver.
Yeah, there's old man Wallace there. Maybe if he had Fitzgerald, who he doesn't have anymore.
So now clock stop, but it's a big 4th down. And if you don't get, you have to get points. You have to get 7 here to even have a prayer to keep this game alive. Palmer drops back to pass. Man open over the middle. 1st down and more. Down inside the 5-yard line. Hurry up again. 1st and goal from the 5. Palmer and Johnson back in the shotgun. Palmer's going to hand off to Johnson, and a huge blew that play up there. I'm not sure. It looked like number 27. We're going hurry up again. Palmer back to pass this time. Looks, he might even run this. And a really ill-advised pass there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Palmer was thinking there. He was going to run the ball, then he was like, no, I'm too old. And he threw it across the field.
I think Palmer had visions of USC in his head, and unfortunately, that's been about 18 years ago.
Yeah, he was not going to make the corner there on that Cards fast defensive set.
So he drops the ball there. 3rd and goal.
The big story here is, the
ball.
Cards have been in his position a lot of plays, and the receivers just keep dropping the balls for him. So.
Yes, they do. So now we got another big 4th down. So they've already converted on 4th. Can they do it again? Palmer drops back to pass and doesn't get both feet down. Now, we might have a challenge there. Remember, we're outside of 2 minutes, so this is going to be a coach's challenge. And it doesn't look like we're able to challenge, which is interesting here. Maybe Madden is trying to tell Coach Nick Z not to challenge that one.
Yeah, I don't know if the ref just told him to keep his flag in his pocket or what, but I don't know what was going on here.
So now, and just, wisely, as you see there, Nick using his timeouts. This is really his only choice here. So he's going to be down to the 2nd and 6. He's going to be down to 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning coming up. That's really his only hope, is to try to get a stop here. 1st down ends this game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 1st down.
And there is that 1st down. So Tevin Coleman keeps the clock moving. Might actually have gotten tackled out of bounds. But even still, that's there's just no way. This game's out of reach at this point.
Yeah, that's a big play right there.
So as the Lions start to run this ball out, talk to me about what you saw today from both teams. Talk to me about the Lions first.
The Lions are just in a dominant offense. Tevin Coleman really set the pace for this Lions offense and breaking tackles and taking it to the house. And Stafford made a lot of nice little throws just to keep moving the ball down the field. When he's in the red zone, he scored the ball. And on defense, I mean, they kept doing what they'd done all year. When they had a chance to make a turnover, they caught the ball, and they made the turnover.
So we got I formation, handoff right up the middle, Dion Lewis. And you'll notice that change of pace back, which is Lewis when he comes in. I mean, 2 rushes for 9 yards. It's a small sample size. But, boy, is that a different look than Tevin Coleman. So the Lions have to keep Tevin Coleman healthy if they want a chance to play in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, Dion Lewis is more – I'm not sure. He's more of like a third down, pass it to him back, not really a give it to him at the end of the game type back.
Yep, and it's funny you say that because that's actually the situation that they were in. And Eric Ebron actually finally holds onto the ball, and that's going to seal this game. I think you're going to see a few kneel downs, and then this will do it.
Yeah, some chew clock and kneel down, and we're going to be talking this one out.
So 37-17, and it is victory formation for the Lions. Stafford's going to take a couple knees. First one will take us under a minute. Now, we talked about the Lions. Now, obviously, you know, I don't think it really even needs to be said, but the big difference in this game was really Carson Palmer throwing those interceptions. Without those, this game's close.
Yeah, and the Cardinals defense didn't really stop the Lions until the second half. So they did make adjustments in halftime, but then Carson Palmer said, "Well, watch this, and I'm gonna throw some interceptions." So.
Hold my beer. I'm fixing to try something.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work. Whatever he tried.
So that'll do it. That's gonna take us down to. See, we got 25 seconds left in the game. And, in fact, that will do it. So the clock strikes 0 on the Cardinals. Lions walk away with a victory, 37-17, and they improved to, I think that was their 11th win on the year, if I'm correct.
11 and 1.
11 and 1 on the year. So 11 and 1 for
9 and 3.
Yeah, 11 and 1 for the NFC North leaders. And then the Cardinals are still in control of the NFC West. So really, other than maybe playoff positioning, this doesn't do a whole lot to jeopardize the Cardinals season. They have that division pretty well in hand.
You know, I would say the Lions have their division locked up too. So.
Yeah, in fact, if I may be incorrect here, but I think the Lions potentially just clinched a playoff berth with that victory there. All right, so Bobby, give me your final thoughts. You can see the stats there. Anything that sticks out to you?
Just how dominant the Lions was in the rush offense. I didn't really expect that against the Cardinals front seven. I expected maybe 80 to 90 yards for Tevin Coleman, not 155 on 15 carries. He just ran all over.
Yeah, he averaged over 10 yards a carry, which is absolutely dominant. The one thing that I guess stuck out to me, obviously, is really, if you think about it, the Lions had the fumble, but other than that, I mean, the Lions took better care of the ball, and that was ultimately it was a 3-score game. So if you think about it, the Lions scored on all 3, I believe, of those takeaways, or at least 2 of the 3, because I think they did fumble the 1. But ultimately, that was the difference in this game was the Cardinals couldn't take care of the ball, or Carson Palmer specifically couldn't take care of the ball, and the Lions obviously capitalized on that.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement also. So.
All right, so we're going to sign off for the night. Thank you guys for joining us on Friday Night Lights in the XCFL. Again, my name is Justin, and I'm here with Bobby, and thanks for joining us.